In 1985, the Nintendo Entertainment System began its nearly 10-year dominance of the home video game market. Games like Super Mario Bros., Legend of Zelda, and Metroid blew the minds of consumers raised to believe that video games were only about quick-play arcade-style games. Now, video games could be so much more. But in 1985, the draw of arcade games were still very strong, and video game publishers knew the demand was high for great arcade ports. So here are 5 nearly perfect arcade game conversions for the Nintendo Entertainment System. First we have Dig Dug, which was created in 1982 by Namco and published in the United States by Atari. Here you play as the titular Dig Dug character out to clean up his garden by digging in the ground. You blow up the pukas and figars, or drop rocks on them. Drop 2 rocks and a bonus will appear. The game was a make-your-own maze style game, although the way the pukas and figars goes through the soil rather negates that idea. The NES version, while lacking a bit of color, is a great port of the original. Dig Dug tears through the dirt quicker than a Tremors movie graboid. The controls are good and the music is spot on. The only thing I notice is that it's a tad bit faster than the original, especially when it comes to when the bonus appears. But if you like Dig Dug, this is a great version to own. Our next game is called Elevator Action by Taito from 1983. In it, you play as Agent Otto, who enters a 30-story building from the rooftop and has to work his way down to the basement. Along the way, he must enter red doors to steal secret plans while avoiding enemy agents trying to stop him. He has unlimited bullets in his pistol used for dispatching of the enemies, but my favorite way to take them out is to crush them with the elevators. The NES version is as close to the arcade version as you can get. The elevators move up and down and the building scrolls nicely. The colors are as good as you can get and the action is fast. It's a little tricky to enter the red doors, but it was on the arcade as well. Another thing I enjoy doing, and it works perfectly on the NES, is shooting the lights, which makes the whole building go dark. A great conversion of the arcade game. Next is one of the all-time great shooting games, Galaga. It was created by Namco in 1983 and is the sequel to the 1982 classic Galaxian. Galaga improves on that original game by having the enemies fly in from the top, includes bonus stages, and a chance to double your firepower. In what has to be the first for any video game, the enemy swoops down to steal your ship, and if you rescue it, look out. The NES version is an amazing conversion. The gameplay is a dead-on, perfect match for the arcade. One difference is that the scoring and player information is on the side rather than on the top or bottom. This is an understandable compromise to get the playfield size to better match the original. Another minor difference is the colors, which aren't quite as vibrant as the arcade. Lastly is the sound, which is almost perfect. An outstanding version of this classic arcade game. Our next game is the Nintendo classic Mario Bros. From 1983. In this precursor to the game that launched Nintendo into the stratosphere of success, you play as Mario or Luigi who have given up carpentry to pursue a career in plumbing. Sewer critters pop out of the pipes to gum up the works, including turtles, crabs, flies, fireballs, and ice monsters. Bop the ceiling with your head to knock them over, and then kick them off into the water. The NES version is nearly indistinguishable from the arcade version. The colors, the gameplay, the critters, and all the action is duplicated wonderfully here. The only thing that I've noticed is missing is the valve on the pipe. I guess that was taken out so people don't wonder, why doesn't Mario just close it? Truly an impressive version of the game. For our last game, I've chosen to discuss one of the all-time greats, Ms. Pac-Man. Of course, this is the sequel to the original Pac-Man game by Namco. Lady Pac, however, ups the ante by including 4 different mazes, bouncing fruit, faster gameplay, and between-the-stage cutscenes. Of course, you know the drill. Eat the dots and avoid the ghosts. Eating a power pellet allows you to turn the tables and eat them instead. Now we get to the NES version, or should I say versions, because there are two. The rather bland and pedestrian Namco version, and the far superior Tengen version. This version is practically pixel perfect, however it does achieve this by having the screen scroll up and down. The sound is slightly different, but the colors, mazes, bouncing fruit, and gameplay is all here, amazingly duplicated. There are also a bunch of options including difficulty level, unique mazes, and a speed booster, so avoid the Namco version and get the Tengen version instead. So there you have it, 5 great arcade to NES ports, proving that it could do more than just side-scrolling platformers. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like, share, and subscribe button so that you're notified when there's a future video. Thanks for watching, and have a classic day.